Mr. Phuck Boi himself.
Here's the cable news shit right here.
Mr. First ballot Hall of Fame Phuck Boi.
He's going to the
Camarillo.
He's going to the cable news playbook. I'm offended, sir. Why would you even suggest that?
First off, it's just an NFL team. Everybody
my! You're really going to the cable news playbook right now. I'm really upset.
No,
you are.
No,
now you're downplaying the
truth.
context of everything. Well, this is just a sports podcast, anyways.
Well, first off, no one said that. This is a cultural institution of learning and savagery. But anyway.
All right, let's move on.
That's what this podcast is kind of like, if we're being honest. But no, are you still an Oakland Raiders fan?
With a grain of salt. With the grain of salt.
Wow.
I'm highly skeptical. Can I get to my take? Can I get to my take?
I can't be cut off. I was cut off the entire time I was explaining myself. You just said it right there. That is the Hall of Fame. I'm stealing second on the way to third, and the winning run is coming in. Phuck Boi line of all time. You literally just said, I am, but with a grain of salt. Last time I checked, if you put salt in an open wound, that shit hurts.
Woo.
So seeing as how it's a grain of salt, tell me how that's healthy. 1, 2,
Woo.
tell me how there's any forgiveness.
Are we talking about real life or football right now?
Yeah,
what's going on right now? Are you projecting?
You're clearly projecting, and then you just told on yourself with that last line.
Look.
And 3.
This is bad.
This is bad.
Let's change the subject.
No. You wanted to paint me in a corner, and you realized you wanted to paint me in a corner in a dark room, and I turned the lights on, and you realized,
you could be
shit,
Mike next
I'm in
week.
trouble.
You could be a Mike next week.
This is why people shouldn't get into arguments with me. 'Cause you find out more about yourself than you do me. All I'm saying is, I put no labels on it. I said I'm still with you. I'm just not exclusively with you. You said I'm with you with limitations. I'm with you, but I'm not letting my hoes go. That's what you just said that. You just said that.
Hey, I didn't clarify, okay?
No, you did clarify. You literally just said, but with a grain of salt. My mom don't say I love you, but not really. But yeah, I guess I do. With a grain of salt.
Okay. Can I finish now?
Can my biological father?
Can I get off fan court?
No.
Am I on fan court right now?
We're not at fan court. No. We're in the probationary stages. We're in mediation right now. This could go to fan homie court or fan court if you want to. We can take it there. I can walk away from the table any time. You have no leverage here, sir.
Okay, can I talk now? Can I talk now?
I just want to know, where's the salt? Where's the salt in the wound? And
I'm a Raiders fan, but much like you, I have a lot of
when
issues.
you say the word "but," it negates everything that came before it.
Okay, I have a lot of issues with everything that's going on with the Raiders.
Unresolved issues,
as you do.
No, don't compare. Don't link our cases together.
As you do.
No, this is Tupac in the rape case. You can try by yourself. Dog.
No.
You can try by yourself.
That's the first part.
I got my own attorney.
Okay,
no,
are you done?
You're on your own on this one.
Anyways, I'm just setting you up. That's the baseline. That's where I'm at.
Let the record say he said he set me up.
That's the baseline. After that, I'm highly skeptical of the Oakland Raiders because, frankly,
don't trust them.
They suck. Yeah, I don't trust them.
You don't trust them, and they suck.
I don't trust them. They haven't done anything for me to trust them in over, 17 years?
And what have you done? Why are you bringing up old stuff? I thought you moved past that after
the
12-4 season.
I definitely haven't moved past nothing.
You had mad closure.
I have not moved past nothing.
Oh, so you got all this pent-up resentment that you haven't let go for 17 years, and now it's coming out at the kid's birthday party.
No, I've let it out plenty of times. I have vlogs. I have
clearly still got
stories.
More. I'm just
saying,
are
you done?
I'm just saying.
Can I actually get to the take? I thought
you had closure after Jack Del Rio, but clearly you don't.
Who said I had closure after Jack Del Rio? If anything, that's when everything got worse.
No, it got worse.
That's literally when everything got worse.
With Khalil Mack. It got worse with the Khalil Mack trade. But before that, there was a honeymoon period, and you was all in.
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I was not.
Okay, our archives
I was not.
Our archives don't lie, but Your Honor,
it was not
Your
a
Honor,
honeymoon.
this nigga lying. Your Honor, this nigga lying.
It's not a honeymoon, first of all. And you already said this isn't fan court, so fuck you. Yeah,
first
we
off,
ain't in no court.
There's a court-appointed attorney in mediation. So, Your Honor, whatever this media person, there's a court-appointed person in mediation. Trust me, I know this. I've gone through it before.
Okay, you're in your own head too much.
No, I'm not.
We're in reality.
I've actually gone through mediation.
We're literally just sitting in a radio station. You good, fam?
At this point, are we talking about sports?
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
I need to pull you out of the podcast version.
You haven't answered my question. You have all
You're
the
like
resentment.
within 7 metaphors.
17 years of resentment.
You're within 7 metaphors.
You started
right
with
now.
salt, and now it's just an open wound that you're just severing.
Because you haven't let me fucking talk this whole time. Holy shit.
Okay, cool. I'll stop talking now.
Anyways, the reason why I have a grain of salt is because, like I said, the Raiders suck, period. They overpaid for LaMarcus Joyner. They overpaid for Tyrell Williams. And they overpaid for Trent Brown, which, by the way, makes no sense when you literally just drafted 2 tackles with your top 3 picks. In fact, you even traded down so that you could get a tackle that you wanted at a valuable spot. And, well, guess what? It turns out he's soft. And now you're probably going to have to move one of those dudes to guard when neither of them really even have the leverage to play tackle. So how are they going to play guard? So, yeah.
And you passed on Derwin James and Tremont Edmonds.
Ultimately, I don't see the Raiders' plan because I don't know what you're going to do with LaMarcus Joyner. You're going to put a 5'8 safety next to a 5'10 safety in the NFL and call that a defense? On top of the fact that you got Darrell Worley, who's a corner who can't tackle.
No agility.
Garyon Conley's tackling is questionable as well.
But he's their best corner.
So you're about to get a bunch of small dudes who can't tackle playing safety. Oh, wait. Well, that's fine, except for your linebackers suck, too. So, yeah. The Raiders got a lot of shit the Raiders got a lot of shit to work through still. And besides all that, Keyshawn Johnson said it this morning on the radio. Pretty much, he's like, ultimately, the Raiders are just kind of satisfying fans. Like, that's literally what all this is. It's just so that they can say that they're not tanking. They can say that they're trying to win. They can check off all these boxes and give off the appearance that they're trying to win when really they're not. And moreover, what makes it even worse is that they way overpaid for all these guys that they got. And even though they're at the top of these free agency lists and look like good signings, are they good fits in the actual scheme? I mean, I don't know.
Seth Roberts is still on the team. I don't know.
Seth Roberts is still on the team. I mean, and honestly, Antonio Brown, as much as John Gruden wants to be at the press conference and be like, oh, I don't have to change anything in my offense. John Gruden, as we know, you're a liar, period. Because your offense, like, unless you're going to put Antonio Brown in the slot and have him do all the gadget dirty work, you are going to have to change your offense because you like to have big-ass receivers who you can dink and dunk to on 5-yard slants and 8-yard curls. And while you can do that with Antonio Brown, the margin of error is a lot smaller, number one. And number two, he's going to have to break a lot of tackles and make a lot of people miss to turn those into the big plays, which puts him at risk to get hurt and worn down, which when you're paying him $22 million, that's a lot of liability.
Which was my earlier point, by the way.
Ultimately, no, your ultimate point was you just don't want to move on from being a Raiders fan because you're still tied to them, but your heart really isn't in it. That's what you're. That's what your
receivers getting paid and putting their lives on the line.
I'm the exact opposite of you. My heart is still in it, but my mind's not.
Which is worse. Which is way worse. You're enabling.
Ultimately, we're still in purgatory. Both of us are. It's really an awkward time for our football existence.
I'm just saying, I'm honest about where I'm at in the relationship. You clearly are just being emotionally disingenuous. And then trying to intellectually justify it.
That's fair. So what you're saying is I'm really not a Raider fan, but I'm really just pretending to be one.
Yeah, you're an abusive stepfather.
Okay. I can rock with that. I accept that.
Your Honor, I rest my fucking case.
Well, this isn't fan court, so it really doesn't matter.
I know, it's mediation, but still.
Yeah. And if anything, you took a settlement and can never talk about this again.
No, you took it.
No, you took a settlement.
I was only here for the settlement. You can never speak about it again, though, or else I can sue you.
Whatever. We're like within 7 metaphors. All right.
Yeah, we pissed off a lot. Like, people in our families are going to hear this and know we're kind of subbing them accidentally.
So, the last thing I want to get to before we get to your pro day update and college football news, and wrap up the show. So it's
just when we were getting started.
So former nose tackle of the Dallas Cowboys, you said it was David Irving?
David Irving.
Yeah. So last week he made a bunch of news in the NFL world for essentially posting a story on his Instagram saying that he's quitting, and he was quitting football because he basically got suspended again for failing another drug test. He pretty much just said it's all bullshit. He's tired of having to go through all these rules for the NFL, and the NFL is so old and archaic that it really doesn't make sense. You don't hear about this sort of thing going on in the MLB and the NBA, and it's really just the NFL. And pretty much said he was doing all this well, essentially smoking the joint, and pretty much said
it was pretty dope shit.
He's pretty much like, yeah, I just got other stuff I want to do outside of football. And now it came out this week, one of those things he wants to do is, well, grow weed, because naturally that's what he would do.
I'm just glad you didn't say like amateur porn. I would have laughed.
And he's going to create his own strand. So let me ask you this. You got a take or a tangent on Irving's basically giving up football to pursue weed?
If I was playing on the Cowboys, would I rather just smoke weed and preserve my body, or have to deal with ineptitude and Jerry Jones? Yeah, I'd quit and smoke weed and preserve my body since I'm under the age of 30, and I've made a little bit of money. He's made a little bit of money.
I would go to the AAF.
Nah, I wouldn't even risk
XFL.
it. No, like just football on his body in general. Like, why risk it anymore? Why don't you know what? Start a business with what you know.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
And link with athletes.
I'm fine with that. My whole thing is
entrepreneurship.
That's cool.
Like you said, you said it on Twitter. The future of journalism is entrepreneurship. The future of everything is entrepreneurship. So might as well start now.
I get it. And if you listen to the Jim Rome podcast with Ricky Williams, actually you were trash. You literally just picked up like 5 minutes. And it was literally only because you owned me in one stupid ass argument that really wasn't even an argument.
That you started?
You really took out of context and made it worse.
You sung first and lost?
Yeah, something like that.
You swung first and got Kimbo sliced?
Something like that.
Pick your eye up.
Something like that.
Don't step on it. You can still salvage it.
I don't even know where I was going. What was I talking about before? You don't even remember.
No, I was just looking at pro day results. Tennessee is trash.
But yeah, man, I just think my whole thing is, that's fine. You want to leave football and do it. Just don't try to come back in 3 years like, oh, I'm on my way to come back to the league. I really miss playing football. I miss my brothers. I miss the locker room. I miss the Dallas Cowboys fans.
But that's low-key
blah,
pothead
blah, blah.
shit. That's pothead logic, like, for NFL players. Like, there's cats who play ball, they smoke weed, then they stop. And then 3 years later, after they got a kid and shit, they're like, I'm going to go ball again.
Here's the thing, though, right? So, like, Ricky Williams, he infamously did this in 2004, I believe.
The only man to ever successfully do it.
He did it in 2004 and was just basically much like you said. I want to preserve my body. I want to take a time off football. I've been playing this game my whole entire life. It's violent. The thing with Ricky Williams is a complex individual.
And a Hall of Fame
He's always been a complex individual. Even at Texas, he was very introverted, despite kind of being in an extroverted role as a running back where you're expected to really deliver punishment and do it in a confident, masculine way.
And freakishly fast and athletic.
That was never Ricky Williams' style, despite even though he played and it looked like he was playing that way, that's just not kind of the cat that he was. So he kind of did it, but he wasn't like, oh, I'm going to leave football to go smoke weed. Even though that's kind of what the media pushed out as his narrative. He was more of like, I need to see the world. Not even that.
He was healing his body through different practices.
Not even that.
They picked on marijuana. They picked on weed.
Yes. So pretty much he was like, I want to go out and see the world. So he traveled the world. He learned about holistic medicine, including cannabis and weed, which is now what he's doing now. He's actually developing like full-on actual medical grade cannabis and weed. He talked about it on the Jim Rome podcast again. Like I said, he's like, you know, a lot of places say that they're medical, but when you go in there in the shorefront, it's clearly a retail store and it's not a medical experience at all, and I just want to change that. But back to Irving, it's like, if that's really what you want to do, man, like you said,